Hello, everybody. My name is Baba Fash. Today, I'm going to be campaigning on Africans are not blacks. I know many of us don't like the idea that we are blacks, but many of us don't like it, but we don't know what to do about it. So, this campaign is, I presume, to be a worldwide campaign that everybody we know why we are being called blacks and why we are not blacks. So, today, I'm going to start this campaign to let everyone watching me and listening to me to know that Africans are not blacks. Well, they've been calling us so many names before they settled down to calling us blacks. Before this time, they used to call us niggers, negroes, monkeys, gorillas, and some other barbaric names. Then in around 1950s or in the 50s, they started calling us black. Well, since we our color look a bit dark, people say, okay, it's okay. At least instead of calling us niggers or negroes, we settle for blacks. And I noticed that most of the people that fought to change this name, not that they changed it, but to stop calling us blacks or niggers, were Americans. You see, during the time of slavery, they don't call us any other name apart from monkey, gorillas, but they still call us Africans because they know we are from Africa. Since that the Americans that were being called niggers, negroes, or whatever, now settled down for being called blacks. And every one of them accepted that they are blacks. Now, as time goes on, they still call them niggers, black, or whatever. I mean, niggers, or whatever they call them. But they change it themselves to African Americans. So if those in America can change it to African Americans, why can't we who are Africans actually change it to Africans instead of calling ourselves blacks, then Africans? You see what I mean? What they do is they call us blacks, then Africans. See, there's something in between. They are blacks, they are slaves, then they are Africans. We are not Africans. I mean, we are not blacks. We are just Africans. Now, you may be wondering what's so important or what's the significance of changing to being called black to Africans. You see, the word black in any language, of this world, but let me say in English, for example, means so many things. But the most important are blacks mean bad, inhuman, evil, dirty, wicked. Are we this bad? That somebody will be calling us black, that we are bad, blacks, that we are evil, blacks, that we are dirty? No. Our skin color is dark and their skin color is light. Because our skin color is dark doesn't make us black. It doesn't matter how dark your skin color is. You are not black. Look at this book in my hand. This is black color. Look at me. Does this color look like me? No. It does not matter how dark your skin color is. You are not black. They call you black because they think you are bad. They call you black because they think you are evil. They call you black because they think you are a omen. They call you black because they think you are a slave. We are not black. See, this is black color. This is not my color. And no human being can be black. Only animals can be black or white. Okay? Now, what's the meaning of being white? You see, in English or in any other language, there are so many meanings to black. But there's this word in it that is good, that is heavenly, that is celestial. For example, you say the angels of God, they are white. God is white. If you want to do a wedding, you wear white. You see the snow, it's white. People want white Christmas. Now look at black people. Look at this tissue in my hand. This is white color. See? White. There's no human being whose color is like this. No. So they are not white. You see, before they started calling us black, they never called themselves white. It's only because they started calling us black, then they call themselves white. Now, just think of it. If white is good and black is bad, does it make any sense in our race or the way we look or what we've done in this world or what they've done to us, for example? How can we that are supposed to be white are now the bad one and they are the good one because they are white? Right. You see, there are about 7 continents in this world, and people take their race from their continent. The 7 continents are Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, South America, North America, and Antarctica. Say, for example, somebody from Asia, we say is an Asian. Somebody from Europe, we say is from is an European. Is from Europe. Is an European. Somebody from Australia, we say is an Australian. And this South North America, just according to their continent. But when it comes to Africa, they are just Africans. But what they do, they say black, then African. Why? Why don't they call the Chinese yellow, then Chinese? Or the Indians blue, then Indians? So when you come to Europe, then they call themselves white, then Europeans. That's nothing like that. It's because of that slave-free mentality that they impose on us and our generation. That's why they change themselves to white, then Europeans. Now, there are about 5 main races that I know. Race as in your color. We have the Indian, those who look like Indian, the Indian race. We have the Chinese, those who look like the Chinese race. We have the Europeans, those who look like European race. Yeah. We have the Arabs, who look like Arabs. They are the Arab race. Now come to Africa. We are just African race. That's what we are. Because you find out that the other 4 races, they don't call themselves, apart from European, call themselves white. They don't call Chinese yellow. They don't call India blue or green or whatever, or call the Arab whatever they call it. But only us, they single out and pick as black. Then anywhere you go, where you see black, means African, means slaves. That's stigma that is representing us up to today, that we are slaves. That's why they are calling us Africans. I mean, black, then Africans. What stopped them from calling us just Africans? Why do you have to put black there? Anyway, that's another way. Then you find out that the way we are developing and growing looks like we still don't understand how important and beautiful our color is. See, our skin color can withstand any winter, any summer, any weather, and we still remain perfect. Well, let me give you an example. Compare a 50-year-old African man, an average 50-year-old African man, with a 50-year-old average European. They look like 10 years older than us. The same thing if you compare the Chinese, the same thing if you compare the Arab, the same thing if you compare the Indian. They all look a bit older than us if you compare age by age. So Africans have the best skin color among human race. Now, why do we have to accept whatever they call us without anybody challenging them? If the American can say they are Americans, African Americans, what stops the African to say, no, we are not black than Africans? No. If you are in Europe, I mean, for example, in England here, they will say black and ethnic minority. That's nothing like that. We are just part of ethnic minority. It could be Chinese, it could be India, whatever. Why do you have to take us out first and say black, then ethnic minorities? No, that's part of the discrimination that this campaign is all about. Now, people think when you say discrimination or racism, it's only the white against black. No, 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 no. That's a false. That's a false assumption of false philosophy. You see, I'll give you an example. The Indians, the Chinese, the Arabs, the white or the Europeans, they don't like us. If you like, you can go to China. You see the way they will treat you there. If you like, you can go to Arab countries. You see the way they treat you there. If you like, you can go to, I mean, come to Europe. You see the way they treat you there. If you like, you can go to India. Oh, did I say India? For those who don't know, outside Africa, you see, outside Africa, we have the largest population of African people in India. The numbers of people who look like me in India, they are more than all those people in Africa. But let me go to India, they treat me differently. So that this mentality that something is not wrong, I mean something is not right with us, but everything is right with them. No, it's because we are the children of God, the true children of God. Because you can't be children of God and hate other race. With all they did to us, we still like them. We like the Indians, we like the Chinese, we like the Europeans, we like the Arab people, but we don't like each other. That baffles me. That gives me a bit of concern. Because if Indians meet another India in Europe, they like each other. If the Chinese meet another Chinese in Europe, they like each other. If the Arabs meet another Arab in Europe, they like each other. But if Africans meet another African in Europe, we don't like each other. Why? What have we done to each other? Why are we like this? Why do we have to like every other race that do not like us and hate each other? You see, if you see an Indian man, if they meet in Kenya, they like each other. If you see a Chinese man and they meet in Kenya, they like each other. The same thing, white people or Europeans, if they meet each other in Kenya, they like each other. If you see the Arab, they meet in Kenya, they like each other. But when you see Africans of different countries, if they meet in Africa, in Kenya, they don't like each other. This one we say, I'm from Kenya, I'm better than somebody from Zimbabwe. or I'm from Zimbabwe, I'm better than somebody from Kenya, or I'm from Ghana and I'm in Kenya, I'm better than those people in Kenya. No, that's the colonial mentality. That's still slavery mentality. We're supposed to like each other. We're supposed to love one another. That's the only way we can make progress. I want to quickly put this one on the screen, what this campaign is all about. Just give me 1 second. Campaign. Campaign on Africans. Africans are not are not blacks. Are not blacks. You you can email me on on Baba Hash Africans at Yahoo. Africans at Yahoo.com. Campaign on Africans are not blacks. Africans are not blacks. You can email me on babafash at yahoo.com. Anyway, let me continue with what I'm talking about. So we found out that we don't like each other wherever wherever we meet. Why? We didn't take each other as slaves and use and experiment some barbaric thing that I can start talking now on each other. We are each other's friends. But as long as we continue to take each other as enemies, they will continue to exploit us. The Indians will exploit us, the Chinese will exploit us, the Europeans will exploit us, the Arab will keep on exploiting us. But when we come together, when we love one another, then we can forge ahead. Then we can do good things among each other. Do you know, if you go to Jamaica, for example, you see an Indian shop selling Jamaican food, and you see a Jamaican or an African selling the same food, part of the same food. My people, you look like it doesn't matter where you are. People will not patronize each other. They will be going to the Indian shop instead. But when the Indians now come to Africa, let's say they come to, say, Zimbabwe, the Indian will open a shop selling African food or selling Zimbabwe food. Your own people selling the same thing. People will still go to Indian shop to buy. The same thing happens if they are in China, if they are in Europe, or wherever they go. It's still the same thing. We don't like each other. You see, you find out that there are a lot of, I mentioned about 7 continents in this world. You see, Africa is where God deposited 1/3 of African of the whole world mineral resources. God deposited it in Africa. That's 1/3. That means Africa is supposed to be the richest continent in the world. But are we? We are not. We are the poorest because we don't like each other. Look at our government, wherever you go, it's all corruption, It's all about individualism instead of collectivism. We can't continue like this. How can we be the richest country? I mean, how can our continent be the richest and yet we are the poorest? Because we don't like each other. That's why. Every other race that is developing, you can see that they like each other. You don't see somebody from France become the president of France and start embezzling all the money meant for the people. The same thing if you go to Belgium, the same thing if you go to Germany, the same thing in Great Britain, the same thing in America. Now let's move to the Arab too. They are developing very fast. The Indians are growing very fast. The Chinese are even trying to overtake America now. Well, what do? All we do is one person is the president and put the money in his bedroom, and the people can't get a house or get roof over their heads. No food, no nothing. Inside, they put all the money meant for the people in his bedroom. Why? Are we still thinking that the white people are coming to Africa to liberate us? We are free. But how can we be free when we start enslaving each other economically? Yes. See, I think Indira Gandhi once said that every country that God has created is deposited enough mineral resources for which will be sufficient for every person, everybody in that country. But because of the greedy one, God didn't create extra for the greedy ones. That's why all this suffering. We have enough in Africa to live a better life, but we don't like each other. We are still thinking, oh, if I have a PhD in whatever the education they get, oh, that's the only way to be better in life. No, you don't need to be a university graduate before you can contribute positively to your country, before you can develop your country and develop your people. What's the point in you having all the millions and everybody around you is suffering, either in your hometown or yours, wherever you are? Why? First, we need to like each other. Some said we've never liked each other for 500 years. Does that mean we like each other before 500 years? To, this is going to be like part one of my video. I want you to send it to everybody. Think about it. Tell your brother, tell your sisters, tell your children, tell your neighbor, tell people in your village, in your town, in your city, and your country. Translate it to any language of this world. That Africans are now waking up. We are no more blacks. I mean, we are no longer called being accepting that we are black. We are Africans. You see, when you call somebody African, it could be Chinese, it could be India, it could be Arabs. When you call somebody white, then the first thing that comes to mind is from Europe. No, instead of calling people Europeans. You see, I mentioned about these five main races, which are Chinese, Indians, Europeans, Arabs, and Africans. When an Indian man is speaking, everybody says, oh, it's an Indian man. When a Chinese man is speaking, oh, it's a Chinese man. When the Europeans are speaking, oh, he's from Europe. When the Arabs are speaking, oh, he's an Arab. But when it comes to Africa, they say, oh, look at the way he's talking, like I'm talking now, for example. Why? Why are we like this? Are we not human beings? For example, you can't be English, doesn't matter whether you were born here or whether you were born in England and went to university in England, studied English. You are still black. You will never be English. But you can be from, your parent can be from Poland, for example, born here. You're automatically English. But because you are colors like mine, you can never ever be. Or you are Indian, you can never ever be English or Chinese. No. But when you are from Europe, born here, you are automatically English. So don't condemn your brother or sister for speaking English the way he does, because it's not our homogeneous language. Let's put that aside. We need to promote each other. We need to help each other. Don't let because you are in a position of power or authority, your brother or sister must never get it, or somebody who look like you. No, if we continue, because some people, I just look at them, they would rather go to Indian shop when they're in London here instead of going to an African shop. Why would the Indians not getting richer and we getting poorer? Then what's the point in studying abroad in America or Germany or France and go back to Africa to be worse than those people who have never traveled out of Africa when they put us in a position of authority? See, this life belongs to everybody, both black and white. So don't take this campaign as a campaign meant for racial discrimination or to stir up racism or hatred of any other color apart from our color. No, it's not only the white people that don't like us. I told you, the Indians don't like us, the Chinese don't like us, the Arab people don't like us. For those who have visited each of these places or this continent or whatever, you will know what I mean. So don't think it's only Europeans. No, they are not the only one. We don't even like each other. And that's the philosophy or the axiom that we must change. And that changes. We start today. From now on, look at yourself and say you are not bad. Look at yourself and say you are not evil. Look at yourself and say you are not dirty. Look at yourself and say you are not ill omen. Because the moment you accept that you are black and you keep on saying, I don't care, that means you are evil. That means you are bad. That means you are dirty. That means you are slaves forever. No, slavery ended so many years ago, maybe over 100 years ago or whatever. Remember the people of Israel? They came out of Africa as slaves. They don't call them slaves today. No. And that was over, I don't know, over 1,000 years ago. The Germans, they started the First World War. You know how many Africans died? Too many. The Germans, they started the Second World War. You know how many people died? Over 40 million people died. They don't call them evil. They don't call them bad. They trade with them. They still love them. We all buy their Mercedes and whatever. Why is it that they took us as slaves, exploited us, and we are the bad people? Don't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. And to so many people all over the world that look like me know that it doesn't make sense. We are not blacks. Because blacks means we are bad. Blacks means we are evil. Blacks means we are wicked. Black means we are dirty. So this campaign is only to tell the world that we are Africans and they should stop calling us blacks. So always call yourself African. If anybody calls you, oh, that black man, no, you are not black man. You are African. If anybody calls you that black woman, say no, you are an African. It doesn't matter where you belong to. It doesn't matter whether you are from West Indies or from Australia. You see, we Africans, we started exploring this world before they started. We are all over the world. Sometimes you see a Chinese man who look a bit dark. You see an European who looks a bit dark. You see an Indian who looks a bit dark. You see Arab who looks a bit dark. We're everywhere. In fact, I believe that we were the first in America because they started, that we tried to wipe us out and say, no, they saw the West, Red Indians or something. No, we were there. We are all over the world because we are the first creation among human race and we are still the best. That's why we need to like each other, to excel, to make progress, to, to be good to one another, to love each other. It may be difficult, but it's not impossible. And how do we start? It's by knowing that the more we hate each other, the more we will never be united. But when we are united, we can do so many great things together. And that unity starts from your home, your school, your workplace, marketplace, or wherever you meet anywhere in this world. Know that you are the same. Know that you can help each other. I was a bit shocked and disappointed when in South Africa they started killing the Nigerians or the Ghanaians or these other Africans among them. Then I said to myself, why were they killing each other? Why didn't they kill those people who have been dominating and controlling them for over, I don't know, 100 years? Why is it only their own skin color, the same people that look like them, that are the one they are attacking? That's to tell you that we don't like each other. Wherever we are. What have we done to each other? Maybe something the eyes cannot see. Maybe spiritual. There's a lot of things I just see why Africans are like this to each other. The Chinese, like I said, who exploit us, or all other races, all other races, they will exploit us, and they keep on doing the same thing. But it's not their problem. I mean, their fault, because we also exploit each other. We are the only race that do not like each other. That's the only race. It's only African race, and we have so many things similar all over the world. It doesn't matter whether you are in Trinidad and Tobago, or Jamaica, or Barbados, or Kenya, or Togo, or Nigeria, or Madagascar, or Ethiopia, Somali, wherever. Whenever we meet outside our country, we don't like each other. Within our country, we don't like each other. And as long as this continues, other races will continue to exploit us. Well, for now, I'm going to stop here. Like I said, this is first of so many videos I'm going to make. The next time is going to be on how slavery started. I'm going to tell you on that one. Please, I want your support. I need your backing. That's the only way this campaign can make progress. Tell your friend, tell everybody, anyone you know, and start looking at yourself as the good people, as the people of God. Not looking at yourself, say you are black, and looking at the mirror and you say, oh, I'm black. That means you are bad. You are evil. You are dirty. You are a slave. You are not. You are good people. You are a good person, good woman, good man, good child, good son, good boy. You are good. We are the people of God. Thank you for listening. Please watch out for my next video. Bye bye. Thank you. Stop. now.